Here are my Ireland player ratings versus the Wallabies after their really good win against the Wallabies yesterday. They came back from down at half time. I honestly thought the Wallabies were going to run away from it, but a really good second half performance from Ireland. And in this video, I'll be giving my player ratings for all of the players that played, a rating out of 10. It's kind of how it works is it's based on how they are versus their other performances. So it's not like a Tom O'Toole versus Jameson Gibson Park. It's Tom O'Toole versus Tom O'Toole from his previous performances in the Irish jersey as well. So if you do enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel grow. I really do appreciate all the support, and the Irish fans on the channel have been by far the best. I have to say they have been absolutely phenomenal since the Six Nations till now. They've been here. They've been really good with the comments as well. And if you do comment, if you do get involved in the channel, I will always respond. So thank you so much for that. If you do enjoy the content, hit the subscribe button and stick around. So let's get right into it. 33 points to 31, a really good win for Ireland yesterday against the Wallabies. Came back from being down at halftime. I mean, at the start of the game, Australia came flying out the blocks. I mean, even the stats just showed that Australia probably did pitch up more for the game yesterday. But a really good sign of a very good team is being able to win a game like that, even when things aren't going your way, even when you aren't playing your best. And Ireland found a way to win. They brought some really good substitutions on in the second half, and they found a way to win. Not their best performance, not their most outstanding performance by any means, but a really good win to get them across the line. And in Test match rugby, all that matters is winning the game at the end of the day. That's all that matters. It doesn't matter how you got there. All that matters is that you win. And the one thing with this Ireland team, they stayed in the fight till the very end of the game, and it paid its dividends. I mean, they ended up winning the game at the death as well. So let's start off with Tom O'Toole. With Tom O'Toole, I've gone for a 6.5. Remember, this guy wasn't even part of the Irish squad a few years back. He was just a club player. He wasn't really the best player. He has really come onto the scene and come out firing. Now, I will say the scrum battle, maybe the Ireland forwards didn't get the best, so that's why I'm not going for a higher score here. But still, the things I saw from Tom O'Toole, he was good around the park. He is really good around the park. He went off being replaced in the middle of the game, came back on after an injury, which is extremely difficult to do. And still, when he came back on, he even looked even better than he did in that first period of the game where he played from the starting position. So 6.5 out of 10 for Tom O'Toole. Moving on to number 2, Dan Sheehan. See, this is why, I mean, I have to rate them against their previous performances, because I've gone for a 6 out of 10 for Dan Sheehan. Not his best performance by any means. I don't think he was bad. I just think in this game, Australia really didn't let him get much dividends at all with ball in hand. They didn't let him get far. He wasn't as good with ball carrying. He wasn't that good around the park. He still worked really well off the ball. The things he does off the ball is invaluable. I mean, he does some really good things off the ball, but still, when it comes to the things he normally is really good at, it's his ball carrying, it's doing those outstanding plays, ball in hand, those kind of skillful plays as well. And I think yesterday, Dan Sheehan was a little bit quiet in that department, but you have to give the Wallabies credit for that. So 6 out of 10 for Dan Sheehan. For Tide Furlong, I've gone for a 7 out of 10. Maybe not his best at scrum time as well, but around the park, this guy was busy. He was all over. A bit of a silent assassin as well. He's making some big hits, hitting rucks hard, doing his job really well around the park. So I've gone for a 7 out of 10. And in recent performances, I've been very critical of Tide Furlong. I've honestly thought he wasn't at his best recently. Maybe it's time for him to maybe not hang up the boots, but for other guys to play. But I thought he was quite good yesterday. And if you keep playing like that, just putting out some solid performances, then I think he'll go really well throughout the season as well. Moving on to the locks, Joe McCarthy and James Ryan. I've given both of them a 6 out of 10. I didn't think they were at their best yesterday. I think Joe McCarthy got smashed a lot of times yesterday. He's one of those guys that should be physically imposing themselves on the field throughout the entire game. So it was weird for me to see that he was getting smashed the way he did, but those Wallabies forwards did front up physically. I mean, they came to play physically yesterday, and you could just see it with guys like Joe McCarthy and Dan Sheehan getting absolutely smashed around the park. I also thought James Ryan a 6 out of 10, so normally he's one of those really hard workhorses around the field. He's physically imposing as well in different ways, maybe in the quieter ways at ruck time with big tackles, double tackles as well. Didn't think he was quite there, but definitely a better second half from both those guys yesterday. So that's why it's not lower than a 6 out of 10, but I think a 6 out of 10 is fair because realistically, it wasn't Ireland's best game at all. It wasn't these top players' best games at all, but they still somehow stayed in the fight because of their second half performance. Moving on to number 6, Kieran Prendergast, 6 out of 10. A good try for him early on, but other than that, couldn't really impose himself in the game. He's one of those guys, he's going to be trying to slow the opposition ball down. He's very good over the ball. Didn't really manage to do that. I think if he was on in the second half, his score probably would be higher because all the players were playing better, and that just makes every other player in the team look better as well. So Ken Prendergast is 6 out of 10, but still I see a lot of potential in this guy. He's a really good player. He's a really good natural leader as well. So I definitely think he has what it takes to maybe be the captain in the future as well one day. Then moving on to Josh van der Flier, I've gone for a 7 out of 10. I thought he was good yesterday. He was really busy. He was good with ball in hand. He was honestly very lively around the park. Good with ball in hand. Good defensively. Good all over. One of those guys, he got stuck in yesterday. He really got stuck in. And he's one of those guys. He kind of went through a very big dip period with his form in his career. But now he's been picking it up. He's on the right trajectory again. Not quite at the World Player of the Year trajectory that he once was. But still, he's doing really well for Ireland right now. And I'm very glad for him because he's one of those players I've always enjoyed watching Josh van der Flier play rugby. So 7 out of 10 for him. Moving on to number 8, Jack Conan. Come in for Caelan Doris, the actual captain who's now been injured. 8 out of 10 for Jack Conan. He was awesome yesterday. This guy is physically up for it every single game, whether he starts, whether he's playing from the bench. He is one of Ireland's best forwards and one of their most important players. He is one of those guys. He's perfect as a starter. He's even more perfect coming off the bench. I mean, this guy, he's just honestly on my list right now for the current loose forwards in rugby. He is up there with one of the best. He is so underrated. He is such a hard-working player. He is a key figure in that engine room for Ireland. He always scores some incredible tries from some really crazy positions as well, where he should not have any right to score tries, but his ball carrying is so effective. It's so awesome. His skills as well, he's a really skillful player, and his hard work and work ethic off the ball as well is just something that makes him unmatched compared to some of the other guys from yesterday. So an 8 out of 10 for Jack Conan, a really good performance from him. Now moving on to the backline, I've gone for an 8.5 out of 10 for Jameson Gibson-Park. I mean, what more do you expect from this guy? He always just plays the game the right way, and even when he's not having a 10 out of 10 performance like that England game, he's still averaging around an 8 out of 10 to an 8.5 out of 10. His box kicks, he's so calm under pressure. His box kicks are accurate. He relieves the pressure from Ireland so well with his kicking game. His decision making, his playmaking is extremely good. And once Ireland gives him that quick ball he really wants, every time he gets that quick ball, he is so dangerous, he is so effective, and his decision making is almost a 10 out of 10 every time. So definitely one of the best 9s in the world. I cannot wait for the Ireland versus All Blacks game because in my opinion, the current 2 best scrum offs in the world, Jameson Gibson-Park versus Cam Roigard, that's going to be a really good battle at number 9 there. So 8.5 out of 10 for him. Moving on to number 10, Sam Prendergast. I've gone for a 6 out of 10, and I don't actually think Sam Prendergast had a bad game. I thought everybody struggled in the first half in those opening periods of the game. If you're playing in the number 10 jersey, it's going to look a lot worse on you because everything is coming through you. They're running down your channel. Big boys like Rob Valentini are running over you. It's going to make you look a lot worse. But that the fourth quarter of the game, the final quarter of the game, he was absolutely awesome. But I have to give his performance and his rating for his 80-minute performance. So I've gone for a 6 out of 10. But that last quarter of the game, he looked really good. He was pulling the strings very well. He looked very dangerous on attack. He was making the right decisions, and he was one of those key figures that kind of brought the energy, brought the right decision making that took Ireland in the right direction to eventually beat the Wallabies. So 6 out of 10 for him, but I definitely expect him to start in the next game as well, which I'm very happy with Sam Prendergast recently. But let me know down below in the comments what you think of his performances, what you think of how he's doing recently and his form. Moving on to number 11, Jamie Osborne. I've gone for a 6 out of 10. Not quite the Jamie Osborne performance I was expecting. I mean, I was expecting an 8 out of 10 performance from him, but he is out of position. Yes, he's played there before for Leinster. He's not a natural wing. He has to get used to it, but I do see the value right now in having him on the wing. He's got a good aerial game. He's a very physical player. He's good on defense as well, and he can move out of the wing position and slot into other positions like a center position, first receiver position, or even a fullback position, moving from his position and working off his wing. So I do see the potential in having him there. First hit out, maybe not the best, a 6 out of 10, but those Wallabies backline players were kind of keeping them very busy in the game yesterday. So a 6 out of 10, but I fully expect them to see him there again in the upcoming games throughout the tour because he's got so much potential and he is one of the best players at his best in the Ireland team. Now moving on to the centres, Stuart McCloskey, I've gone for an 8 out of 10. This guy is just picking up where he left off from the Six Nations. He could honestly be nominated for World Player of the Year, and I would not be mad at it. I don't think he'd win it right now, but he could be nominated. He's physical, his ball skills are amazing, he's good on defense, and him versus Len Iketal yesterday was a really fun matchup to watch. I thought Len Iketal for the Wallabies was a really good live wire. He was everywhere around the field, and Stuart McCloskey just doing what he does best. I wouldn't say it was his absolute best game like that England game at Twickenham, but still an 8 out of 10 performance. This guy is one of the key figures and one of the spinal cords for that backline for Ireland. I mean, this Ireland backline will not operate the way it does without Stuart McCloskey playing the way he is. So an 8 out of 10 for him. Number 13, Gary Ringrose. I've gone for a 6 out of 10. An okay performance from him, but he will stay there. He 100% will stay there because him and Stuart McCloskey together are building a very good centre pairing. A lot of cohesion between the two of them. They're starting to understand how to play together. And Gary Ringrose, the thing with him is, it's kind of like a Jamison Gibson-Park, not quite to that extent, but he never really has a bad game. He's always there. He's always doing his job well. But when he does have a good game, I mean, the reward is up there. I mean, when he has a good game, he will always be the best player on the field, and he just makes it look easy when he's having a good game. Now, I thought he had a decent game yesterday without having a great game. He's still got a little bit to go to kind of get back to his old form, but he is building a good centre combination with Stuart McCloskey, but he definitely wasn't at Stuart McCloskey's level yesterday. Moving on to number 14, Jimmy O'Brien. Of course, number 14, Robert Balogun, was injured before the game, which was a massive loss for Ireland. I was so excited to see the likes of, was it Max Jorgensen or Dylan Peach against a guy like Robert Balogun? That would have been absolutely awesome to see. That would have been absolute cinema, but Jimmy O'Brien, with the kind of late coming into the team, still did a decent job. I thought he was okay. I don't think he was going to come into the team and cause absolute havoc because there's a lot of wing players injured for Ireland right now. So all their best guys realistically are injured right now. But he came in, he was solid, he did his job, and Ireland got the job done. So a good performance from him there. He'll be proud of that. But I definitely think Ireland will be very excited if Robert Balogun will be available for the next game. Moving on to number 15, Hugo Keenan. I've gone for an 8 out of 10. Just before halftime, a try-saving, a potentially game-saving tackle. One of the comments did remind me of that. I forgot to mention it after the game, so thank you for that. Hugo Keenan with an awesome game yesterday. He has been absolutely awesome for Leinster at the end of the season now that he's come back from injury, and he's been absolutely awesome for Ireland every single time he plays for them. He scored against Australia for the British and Irish Lions, and now he scored again for Ireland against Australia as well. So really good performances from him. He is one of those key guys in the backline, and if guys like Jamison Gibson-Park, Stuart McCloskey, and Hugo Keenan are all having above 8 out of 10 games, the Ireland team will most likely win the game they play in, because those guys are the key figures in that backline, the 9, 12, and fullback. The way they play, the ball goes through those guys a lot, and they are some of the key decision makers, key playmakers in the team as well. So Hugo Keenan with an 8 out of 10 performance, a really good performance. I'd say my man of the match for Ireland has to be Jamison Gibson-Park. I thought he was absolutely awesome yesterday. Obviously, it's not the same as that Twickenham performance, but still a really good game from Jamison Gibson-Park. He is one of those guys that when he decides to hang up the boots and retire, Ireland are going to have to find someone, maybe give Nathan Doak some time now to kind of figure out who is going to be the next guy there, because Jamison Gibson-Park is such a valuable player for this team, and it feels like every single decision, every single play, he has some sort of DNA on that play. So a really good game from him. And then for the bench, I'm doing the bench as a whole. I've gone for an 8 out of 10. I mean, some really good performances from the bench, especially Nick Timoney and of course Tide Burn. I thought Ronan Kelleher and Clarkson as well from the bench were really good, and I guess you can say Tom O'Toole as well coming back from the bench. Really good performances there from the bench. They brought the energy, they brought the intensity, and you could see when they came onto the field, there was just a different energy about the team. And that's not to say that those guys from the bench need to start in the next game, because those guys, maybe Tide Burn, but I think the other guys, they're comfortable in their role from the bench. Them being comfortable in that role makes it a lot easier for them to be able to come onto the field and have a really big performance in a game like that where they needed it most. So that's my player ratings there. If you do agree with it, let me know down below in the comments. If you disagree with it, let me know why, and let me know which player rating you would give, because it does help a lot. I mean, we can have a really good discussion about it as well. But thank you so much for all the support. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.